Why do you think they gave him that much money?
Let me just repeat, I don't know how much money they gave him.
Well, in the court documents and in Pablo's podcast, they report it was $28 million.
Pablo's podcast, I don't know anything about the court documents on this. I haven't seen them and I don't know. I'm not trying to be, I don't know. I really don't know. But the speculation is what it is. And why did they do that?
It's a lot of money. I mean, $28 million, $7 million a year is a lot of money for a guy that you didn't actually require to do anything.
I don't know why they did what they did, and I don't know how different it is. I really don't. And frankly, any speculation would be crazy. These were guys who committed fraud. How would I be able? Look, they conned me.
You're one of the richest men in America.
They conned me. I made an investment in these guys thinking it was on the up and up, and they conned me. At this stage, I have no ability to predict why they might have done anything they did, let alone the specific contract with Kawhi.
So Kawhi Leonard, Steve Ballmer, the richest man in the NBA, owner in the NBA, is under investigation. NBA to investigate report of prohibited Clippers endorsement deal with two-time champion Kawhi Leonard. Right, the NBA announced it would investigate the Los Angeles Clippers following a report by podcast host and journalist Pablo Torre, who accused the team of orchestrating a deceptive endorsement deal to sign then free agent star Kawhi Leonard, circumventing the NBA salary cap. In the episode of Pablo Torre's Find Out released on Wednesday, Torre claimed to have gained access to more than 3,000 pages of internal documents and spoke with multiple unnamed sources. Those documents and unnamed sources, Torre reports, put together a picture of an alleged 2022 scheme to pay Kawhi Leonard $28 million over 4 years, which would avoid the league salary restrictions. We are aware of this morning's media's report regarding the LA Clippers and are commencing an investigation, NBA spokesman Mike Bass told CNN Sports. The episode included testimonial audio from a reported former employee of a now defunct company called Aspirations Partner Inc., which fronted the money to pay the All-Star without the league's awareness. Man, this thing is crazy. I didn't so much discover the deal as I was told about it. The anonymous person described as someone formerly working for Aspirations Finance Department said on the podcast. By the way, we have a marketing deal with Kawhi Leonard for $28 million, an organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi. The person describing being told about the arrangement in which Leonard would not need to do anything in return for the money. I was told if I had any questions about it, essentially don't ask because it was to circumvent the salary cap, LOL, the person said. Torre stated that the team's owner, Steve Ballmer, invested $50 million in Aspirations in 2021, although it's unclear what the direct connection is between Ballmer and the reported deal with Leonard. Right? CNN has reached out to Ballmer, Leonard, and the Clippers. The team issued a statement to The Athletic, which host Pablo Torre finds out that reads, neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspirations. Any contrary assertion is probably false. The team ended its relationship with Aspirations years ago, during the 22-23 season when Aspirations defaulted on its obligations. Neither the Clippers nor Mr. Ballmer was aware of any improper activity by Aspirations or its co-founder until the government insinuated its investigations. The team and Mr. Ballmer stand ready to assist law enforcement in any way that they can. Man, this thing is crazy. Aspirations described as a financial technology and sustainability service company filed for bankruptcy in March. Torre produced and obtained documents on the podcast that lists KL2 Aspirations LLC company allegedly owned by Leonard as a creditor due to a reported $7 million. Last month, the co-founder of Aspirations Inc. agreed to plead guilty to defrauding investors and lenders. Wow. Resulting in over $248 million in losses, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Man, these people doing all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Leonard originally joined the Clippers in 2019. He later signed extensions with the team in 2021 for a reported 4-year, $176 million deal in 2024. According to NBA's 2023 collective bargaining agreement, a team proven to have bypassed the salary cap can be issued penalties, including fines up to $7.5 million, the void of contracts, and the forfeiture of future draft picks. Man, this thing gets real crazy, man. But let's look at what the news is reporting on this. Check this out.
Major drama and serious allegations surrounding the LA Clippers.
The alleged scandal reportedly involves their star player, Kawhi Leonard. Our Mark Cota-Robles is live in the newsroom to break it all down for us. Mark.
Giovanna and David, good afternoon. A stunning development and explosive allegations out of the NBA today involving the Clippers alleging that they paid Kawhi Leonard $28 million outside of the league's salary cap. Podcaster Pablo Torre broke the allegations, reporting today that internal documents suggest the Clippers orchestrated a so-called no-show job that funneled that $28 million to Lenard through Aspiration. Aspiration is a now bankrupt tree planting company with financial ties to team owner Steve Ballmer. Now, according to an unnamed former employee, those payments were designed to circumvent the league's 2023 collective bargaining agreement. It is a serious violation, punishable by fines, forfeiture of draft picks, along with potentially voiding any player contract and a suspension for any team personnel involved in such a violation. We should clarify, for now, the NBA has not announced any formal investigation, but given the allegations now being public, it could be forced to act. The Clippers today responding, saying, quote, neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspiration, adding that the team ended its relationship with Aspiration roughly 3 years ago. Now, Lenard, who is currently 34, is now under contract through the 2026-2027 season as part of a 3-year, $153 million deal. Live here in the newsroom, Mark Cota-Robles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Now let's look at what Pablo Torre actually had to say himself about the situation. Check it out.
What we know is that NBA executives were suspicious of how Steve Ballmer's Clippers landed the most valuable free agent on the market, Kawhi Leonard. That the NBA did not find that Ballmer got Kawhi by sweetening their offer. But also that in March 2025, this celebrity-endorsed, multi-billion-dollar, allegedly fraudulent tree brokerage named Aspiration, which promises to clear your conscience and your emissions, they file for bankruptcy. And this is where the clue is. What David's looking at with his glasses on is a bankruptcy filing, and there's a list of creditors. The entities to which Aspiration, in all of their alleged fraudulence, still owes the most money. And what I noticed is what David is noticing right now, which is that on that list of creditors, up near the top, above the Boston Red Sox, is an LLC. A tiny little company that Aspiration owes $7 million. And that LLC's name, David, is what?
KL2 Aspire LLC.
And what does it list there under manager or member name?
Kawhi Leonard.
Whose NBA jersey number, just to connect all of the dots here, happens to be what?
Number 2.
So then the question is, the Aspire part of KL2 Aspire LLC, right? Because, okay, he's getting all this money, millions of dollars. What I started doing was scour the internet for any mentions of Aspiration. Any appearances, tweets, quotes, Instagram posts, anything by Kawhi Leonard endorsing Aspiration. And this was hard to find, which also might seem weird, right? Because every other celebrity Aspiration gave money to was well known. There was Drake offering a statement to Rolling Stone. There was Doc Rivers, Kawhi's own head coach. Robert Downey Jr. was cutting his commercial. That was the whole point of paying the A-list Avengers. But the grand total number of times that I found Kawhi Leonard ever publicly referencing Aspiration, 0 times.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard mentioned Aspiration. And so what I started doing was reaching out to dozens of former Aspiration employees. A grand total of 7 of them ultimately agreed to interviews, which is also how I have exclusively obtained this signed and executed document.
In consideration of the rights and benefits granted to company hereunder, the company will pay KL2, which is Kawhi, $28 million in cash during the term of this agreement. Company will pay KL2 $7 million each year of the term.
That is Kawhi Leonard's autograph. I convinced one very important person who worked in the finance department of Aspiration to go on tape.
And I didn't so much as discover it as I was told about it.
What was your reaction? What were you told?
My reaction was, what the f? And I was told, like, oh, these are the major contracts and the major players you really need to be aware of. And we went through a litany of, really, really top tier name contracts. And then, oh, by the way, we also have a marketing deal with Kawhi Lenard, a $28 million organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi. And that if I had any questions about it, essentially don't, because it was to circumvent the salary cap. LOL. There was lots of LOL when things were shared.
Did you ever see proof of Kawhi Leonard marketing or endorsing Aspiration in any way?
Never, not once. The single largest payment to an individual for marketing that Aspiration ever made has completely evaded all press. It's honestly incredible. Nothing. He didn't have to do anything.
In other words, Kawhi Leonard got from Aspiration a $28 million no-show job.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm honestly so jealous. So jealous. I mean, he's got the dream. Like, it's within my beliefs to be paid $28 million and do absolutely all as well.
The Clippers, however, provided a statement on behalf of the organization and owner Steve Ballmer, which reads in part, quote, "Neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspiration. Any contrary assertion is provably false." End quote.
These guys pled guilty to fraud, and they did a $248 million scheme. Ballmer invested $50 million into this scheme, and they're alleging that somehow his investment, he ultimately was set up for it to pay Kawhi Leonard $28 million off the books. And that's what could get him in trouble. So they're doing an investigation now to find out. He's claiming that he didn't do any wrongdoing. He got scammed by these guys, right? And like Pablo was saying, well, this company, a lot of people was being paid to endorse this company. Kawhi Leonard got the biggest endorsement of $28 million, but they didn't see him endorse anything. And they still trying to figure out, how did he get this money, and why did they give him this money? So they're saying the Aspirations partner and co-founder Charge agreed to plead guilty to $248 million fraud. And they was telling people they had this much capital in the bank where people was comfortable investing into them, but really they only had like $1 million in the bank. So it's just like it's a whole bunch of just foolishness, man. These guys can lose. He can end up losing a team. They can get up to a $7 million fine. They can void Kawhi's contract. There's a lot of stuff. They could take draft picks, everything. And the Clippers was gearing up to have a big year this year going forward, man. But now it looks real ugly, man. And this could be real bad if the feds do a thorough investigation and they find out things. Now, Ballmer's worth billions. I think like $170 billion. And that's just what's on the books recorded. Ain't no telling what his actual worth actually is. He could be probably worth upwards of $400 or $500 billion for all we know. But that's what he's reporting to the government, right? And listen, rich people, they do rich people stuff. This is lodge business. This is what they do, right? So now you got a peon, a small guy, doing an investigation, and he's uncovered something that he wasn't supposed to uncover. So I'll be very interested to see what his career looks like in the next 2 years, right? Going after one of the big dogs in the game. But listen, as more of this come out, we'll report more of it. But as of right now, the Clippers are under serious investigation. Steve Ballmer's in hot water right now. The feds is probing, and it looks like there's some shenanigans going on out there in LA, man. Let me know what you guys think if you made it this far in the video. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.